Over the past year, one of the biggest shifts I have made is actually eating enough, especially protein. And that really changed more than I even expected. But there was one problem I definitely was not expecting when I started to eat more protein. And I'll get to that in a minute. Because if you're over 40 and trying to prioritize protein, there's a good chance you might have noticed it too. So in today's videos, I'm gonna show you my go-to foods, a full realistic week of eating, how I get 136 grams of protein every day, and the unexpected problem I ran into once I started increasing my protein. And once I started paying attention to both, a lot started making more sense. Quick reminder, I'm not a nutritionist, a doctor, or a personal trainer. I'm just a 43-year-old mom, wife, YouTuber who loves trying new things for wellness and health and sharing it here just in case it might inspire you to try the same. So let me share with you what a normal and realistic week of eating looks like for me. Okay, we've got celery, zucchini, green onions, blackberries, peppers. We've got some lean beef as well as 2 pounds of ground turkey. This is a little treat. Sometimes I will show you how I use it. I don't eat a lot of it at one time. Chicken breast, some spaghetti sauce, mushrooms, spaghetti squash, cottage cheese. I just recently started eating dairy again, like a year ago. And I'm obsessed with cottage cheese. Grapes, sweet potatoes, and egg whites, along with other foods that I already had in my fridge. Some of my other staples are momentous protein. I usually have chocolate. Sometimes I use their vanilla when I do baked protein breakfasty things. Siete chip, because, and get a good deal at Costco. And I love adding pumpkin seeds to my salads for an extra bit of healthy fat or protein. I also add it to like yogurt bowls or even cottage cheese bowls that I make. So good. Then I needed to make a quick trip to the store just to get a few more of my essentials. I am fully admitting that I do repeat a lot of my meals. I'm always gonna be having some ground turkey, some chicken, some arugula, spring mix, mushroom, and it can get boring, so I do switch it up. When I feel like switching it up, I will prep my breakfast and I will prep my lunch for the week. And yes, when I prep those meals, I repeat those meals for the week. And I'm gonna show you 2 of those recipes today. One for a breakfast meal that I absolutely love and one for a lunch. Then for dinners, what I typically do is I'll make the base of the meal for me and my family. And then I might have a substitute, like maybe they're gonna have a pasta or rice, and I might make myself a veggie substitute for that. Okay, I aim for about 35 to 40 grams of protein at every meal. And then I typically have a snack in the afternoon, which I will show you in a minute, between 15 and 20 grams of protein. So in the mornings when I wake up, before I work out, I will have 3/4 a scoop to a scoop of the momentous protein. And I will have a scoop of the momentous creatine, and I will also have a scoop of the momentous fiber with water and about a 1/4 cup of almond milk. Then I also have either about 3/4 of an apple or a piece of the sourdough bread that I showed you. So that is roughly 20 grams of protein and 20 grams of carbs. And then after I work out, if I don't have egg whites and ground turkey with veggies and some oatmeal and peanut butter and blackberries, which is like my go-to whenever I don't have a breakfast prepped. If I don't have that, I'm gonna have a breakfast prepped that's gonna last me for the week or close to it. And so this week we are gonna make easy dump and bake egg casserole. And in one serving, that's about 32 grams of protein. So I might add maybe some cottage cheese or some yogurt or maybe some chicken sausage or turkey bacon, just to get that little bit extra of protein. So when I have this, I'm typically gonna add in some carbs and a little bit extra protein just to get that number up a little bit. So I will vacillate between a 1/4 cup of quick oats with peanut butter or almond butter with blackberries, or a piece of sourdough bread with almond butter or peanut butter. So we're gonna dive in. I'm not gonna show myself making this entire recipe, but I do want you to see just how yummy it is. and how big of a portion it is. That's one of the things I love about Lillie Eats and Tells recipes. They're super macro friendly and always full of protein, just very well balanced. I am not an every week meal prepper. I typically will only do this once or twice a month, and it's usually gonna be when my husband is out of town, because I just have extra time. For all the protein. Okay, I just got the breakfast casserole in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start my next chopping adventure, which is the best high protein chicken salad. And the portion size on this is huge. So in perfect fashion for myself, I completely forgot that I needed to cook the chicken breast first. So while that's cooking, I'm gonna show you my favorite go-to snack that tastes like such a treat. And I don't eat it every day, but I probably eat it about 5 out of 7 days. Okay, we're gonna do half a cup of cottage cheese. And yes, I would totally buy the good organic brand if I could find it at any store near me. I just go through periods where I just don't care about organic. I know that's not good. They're not long periods, and they're usually temporary. For those of you who might be wondering, I am in maintenance mode right now with my macros. So this is one area where I had to be like, okay, Erin, you need more carbs. So I'm gonna do about 100 grams of apple. We're gonna do some of this Catalina Crunch. We're gonna do 3 tablespoons. Just give you a little crunch. I go through seasons with peanut butter too, where I don't eat it. This is not one of those seasons. We're gonna top it. I know I'm killing some of you guys because of my mess that I'm making. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of peanut butter, and we're gonna top it with cinnamon. Isn't she pretty? She's so good. The other side of eating enough protein. So I follow what Dr. Stacy Sims recommends, which in her book, Next Level, she recommends about 1 gram of protein per body weight in pounds if you moderately exercise. I consider myself to be in the moderate exercise category, so I shoot for about 136 grams of protein a day because that is now how much I weigh. And a year ago when I was doing these videos, I was 149. And eating this much protein every day freaked me out at first because I was probably eating about 70 to 80 grams of protein before this a day. And it's had me feeling really, really great, except my digestion started feeling off. And to be honest with you, it was probably off before I started doing this, but this is when I started noticing. And I just got to the point where I was going like every other day to the bathroom, number 2 that is. And it wasn't terrible, of course, but it didn't really feel like it was ideal either. And if you're over 40 and increasing your protein and suddenly feel bloated or backed up, just know you're not alone, honey. So after reading a bit, I realized I definitely needed to up my fiber. And I've discussed this before on my channel because so many of you have been so great, encouraging, and suggesting that I probably need to eat more fiber, and I have taken your advice. It took me a little while to get there, and I got some help along the way. So I try to get 35 grams of fiber a day, but I just found that I kept falling short of that. I realized that I was probably gonna need a little help and support in figuring this out. And that's one of the reasons I decided to try Nourish. My problem was I just was not able to figure out how to fit fiber in without going over on carbs or eating things that I really didn't want to be eating, like a bunch of black beans. Nourish is a telehealth platform and app that connects users with registered dietitian nutritionists for personalized, insurance-covered, virtual nutrition counseling. I got awesome dietitian support from my dietitian, Kristen. She was able to confirm I was eating the right macros, that yes, I did need to be eating more fiber, and she gave me awesome resources for fiber intake, new recipes, and even gave me a patient handout on hypothyroidism. I don't know if you watched my video from last year where it looked like I was headed that way. So she gave me some really good tools to support my body through eating. She was also able to order lab work for me, and it was super easy to go and get that done. I also really loved that Kristen was just a message away on the app, and it was really easy scheduling an appointment with her. She was super personable, really understanding, And she really nudged me to make sure that I was eating enough carbs. Because if you saw one of my previous videos, when I realized my health was seeming a little wonky and I wasn't eating enough carbs, she really reiterated the importance of eating carbs, not only for my thyroid and my health and my hormones, but also for my digestion, which I did not think of before. They also have a really awesome Nourish guarantee. There's no surprise billing, and your first appointment is covered even if insurance doesn't handle it. If you've been looking for support with your nutrition, whether it be increasing your fiber or eating enough protein for your age, it's been such an easy experience working with Nourish. I highly recommend it. It's nourish.com/I'm Erin Giles. You can get your Nourish nutrition assessment done and get your appointment with your own dietitian. I don't know about you, but if I skip an afternoon snack, I always used to joke about being hangry, when that came around. But really, yeah, we're starving, but it's like doing all these things to our hormones. And I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and probably doing to my thyroid at the same time with the stress and the hunger and the hurry and all the things. But so let this just be your PSA to remember to have an afternoon snack. 15 to 20 grams is what Dr. Stacy Sims suggests. And I think the one I just had was about 22 grams of protein. So dinner tonight, you notice I am not prepping something for dinner. And that is because this week, my husband is out of town. I'm making the kids things that are like treats for them, like a frozen pizza. And oh my gosh, last night they wanted pierogies and chicken sausage and lima beans, of all things. So for me, I just had my husband grill like chicken thighs, chicken breast, salmon before he left. And that way at night, I'm either making myself a salad with some of that meat, and I base the whole meal around the protein. First, I make sure I'm getting that 30 to 35, maybe even 40 grams of protein at the meal, and then I'm adding in the carbs and the fat as well. Now, nutrient timing, I've learned a lot about nutrient timing with with Haley Happens in some of her courses. And it's important to have more of your carb heavy items. Like for instance, I'm typically not gonna have a piece of toast or wrap or sandwich for dinner. I'm gonna have less carbs, maybe even sometimes a little bit less protein at night for dinner if I've had all of my protein for the day. Then when I sit down for dinner, I'm hungry, but I'm not as hungry, and I don't have to necessarily eat this really heavy meal like I used to. And my digestion is easier, and I could be done eating for the day after dinner. I'm not in bed at 9 o'clock craving all these snacks and chips. So just a few quick tips. I'm about to go play pickleball. I don't have time to finish the lunch prep. I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow with you guys. Since the egg casserole just got done, I thought I would show you what it looks like. Hopefully it's not burnt. Oh no, it's getting there. Isn't she pretty? Now, as you can imagine, this will literally last me a week's worth of breakfast. I will be back at it with you, prepping lunch. Okay, this is cottage cheese chicken salad from Lillie Eats and Tells. It is amazing. The portion size is 400 grams. There is non-fat Greek yogurt in this, cottage cheese, chicken of course, grapes, all kinds of veggies, dill, celery, pepper, onion, green onion. It is so good. I never get tired of it, but it's so much chopping that I don't make it very often, maybe once a month. All right, so I thought it might be helpful for me to show you what my macro breakdown was for one of the days in this week. My actual target right now in maintenance is around 1,950 calories. So I came in just under because I was a little bit low on fats for this day, but you see my pre-workout there, every meal I had, and just how easy it was to hit that 136 grams of protein if I'm being intentional about making protein first. But this is what the nutrient timing macros look like for each of those meals. So a few of the ways that I've been getting enough fiber in every day is I've added more veggies and fruit to my breakfast. So if I have quick oats, I'm gonna toss like almost a cup to 3/4 cup of blackberries in with it, and there's a lot of fiber in those. And I do just buy frozen ones and I thaw them, and they are just so good. So that, along with the nut butter, frozen broccoli, sometimes with my eggs or arugula, and really just making sure throughout the day I'm getting a good amount of fruit like apples and vegetables. I've managed to hit between 30 and 35 grams of fiber. So really grateful for Kristen's tips, and I've been a lot more consistent hitting that fiber goal. A few of my favorite tools that I have been utilizing to help me hit these protein and fiber goals daily is one, I have been loving the recipes from Lillie Eats and Tells. Those two recipes that I showed today are from her meal planning system. The cottage cheese chicken salad and the egg dump breakfast casserole. I have probably a good 10 to 15 recipes of hers pretty much on a rotation, along with some other things that is a little more, treat-like for my family, like sourdough pizza. So I've been loving her recipes. The second thing is gonna be the Macros First app. I use it every day right now for every meal. I've got a lot of my meals saved, so it makes it really easy to count macros. And when I'm in a deficit or when I'm in a maintenance, I just put in my calories for each day, and it's just super helpful for me to see what I'm eating, to track my fiber and my protein. And also, I found more than anything, it helps me make sure that I'm eating enough, because as I've shared before, I had a tendency to underfuel. So that's what I've loved so much about this app, is that it helps me keep eating. If you have a tool that you love to use and want to share, feel free to share it in the comments. Both of the things that I just mentioned are going to be linked in the description below. And remember, if you feel like you need some extra help getting this protein, nutrition, fiber journey on track, you can use my link, nourish.com/I'm Erin Giles, to get the dietitian support that you need.